start. Hi, my name is Robin B.
I'm Kay.
And we're here from the chatter again. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for all our family and our friends of the chatter that keep joining us every time we record. We appreciate your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions. Thank you so much again. So this week, we're going to talk about food.
Yes, yes.
And we got, well, I want to ask a question to start this off. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Is a frankfurter, otherwise known as a hot dog,
Mm-hmm.
consider a taco or sandwich?
Okay. I'm gonna say it's a taco.
A taco. Like taco shells are made out of corn, or I guess it can be made out of anything, but
Yeah. So you get a piece of cornbread, roll it.
you know,
Nah, I'm saying get a corn tortilla
cornbread, like you said,
and put your hot dog in it.
those
You
are
know?
mustard ketchup on top.
Yep. Yeah, and your stuff in this and call it a day. I don't think it's a sandwich because a sandwich I always think, top and
Two pieces
bottom.
of bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, a hot dog bun is two pieces of bread, top and bottom.
Yeah, but it's like a hinge, you know what I'm saying?
It's attached.
Yeah. And the sandwiches are usually two separate pieces, even if you cut one long piece in half. So to me, the hot dog is
See, you could put a frank in between one piece of bread.
yeah, you could do that.
Fold it over. I do
Yep.
that all the time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
does that make it a sandwich? Not necessarily, because you just came up with a good idea as far as what sandwiches really are.
Yeah.
But then a hero is considered a sandwich as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yeah.
sandwiches we're talking about.
Yeah.
The people that listen to us.
Yeah.
And that's attached.
What, the hero?
Uh-huh. A lot of times the hero breads, they're not cut. You stuff it with the meat and the cheese and the lettuce and tomatoes and the mayonnaise and everything, and you fold it over and you smash it down. Sometimes if it's too big.
Every time I go to Subway or you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's two separate pieces.
Now with a deli, a lot of times I go to deli all the time and they make my sandwiches like that. They have a hero bread,
Mm-hmm.
all the kind. It all depends what kind of bread you want though. You have the hero bread, you put on
Mm-hmm.
your meat, and then you turn it over.
Mm-hmm.
It's attached. It's got a little thin piece of
Yeah, that membrane's gonna come apart as soon as you bite into it. So no, it's it's a sandwich. It's two separate pieces of bread.
Okay. All right, well,
You talk about something that's just
yes, I am. Still attached. But it is a piece of, well, a taco is the same way. I don't know. Let's get some answers from our viewers and listeners. So
okay.
I didn't make a comment on that one. So okay,
Okay.
that's the question. We're going to talk about food. Okay, that's one. And then let's talk about, oh yeah, let's talk about whether you rather prefer eating out or would you rather cook yourself?
Mm.
And if you have eaten out, have you ever disliked the food that somebody cooked for you, but you were afraid to say so?
Yeah, yeah, that's happened. Where
Yeah, that's happened, but I can't eat it. Like
no?
I'll pick over it and like, you know how when you was a kid and you used to pick over food and then you spread it around the plate like you ate it?
Mm-hmm.
It's very seldom that has happened to me, but you know, like you would pick off the meat and put a piece of meat over here and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, yeah, but that's a rarity.
It is a rarity.
That
Now,
that's
the restaurant is totally different because the restaurant you can just throw it out
yeah, but the restaurant
or complain.
you don't see the food supply. You know what I'm saying?
True.
The
That's
restaurant,
the problem.
yeah, they bring you whatever. It could be actual food, or it could be a combination of modified and organic food, or it could just be straight up chemical food.
True. True.
I
That's
mean,
why I like eating out. I mean,
yeah.
I love eating out to this. I love eating out. I like going to restaurants, but I don't do it often because
Mhm,
first of all, when they're making foods like that, they make it tasty because of a lot of salt that they add.
mhm,
You know, even like a steak, they'll put like steak seasoning on, which is filled with sodium. That's all that is, you know,
mhm,
and a few extra other herbs.
mhm.
Because a lot of times you can go to restaurants and you know they might have organic food, but you really don't know that because they can. You know what? I wrote to this place and they said there's no such thing as organic anymore
What?
unless you grow it yourself.
Okay.
That's the only way you're gonna know it's organic. Because by the
Ah,
time it gets transferred to restaurants and different stores and this, that, and the other,
mhm.
it's not no longer
They
organic.
they have the farm to table movement,
Well,
where
if you have a farmer that does it,
mhm,
I know when I was, you know, doing stuff, when you have a farmer that you one-on-one work with and you
mhm,
know how he does it, then
mhm.
you probably can claim it as organic. But other than that, you really can't.
See, I'm spoiled with the foods because when I'm shopping, I'm looking for the pretty food, and organic
Don't
generally isn't that pretty.
I know, like that company used to sell ugly fruits,
Yeah, yeah,
ugly vegetables, because
yeah,
it was some weird looking stuff,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I ordered from them a couple of times.
Yeah, it's some weird
It's
stuff. It's like
mis
you eat it.
misfit or something like that.
Yeah,
Misfit.
Misfit, something like that.
Yeah,
It was called.
yeah.
Yeah, they said it was good, but I don't know.
It was, but you got to get used to it because I'm used to that polished apple, that bright red tomato.
Which is nothing but chemicals.
Yeah, you know.
But you were saying something about the GMO now that they with the tomatoes, which I didn't know. Not no,
The
the seedless food.
the farmers have to buy seeds from the seed companies every year. They're not allowed to recycle any of whatever they're raising. So if we have tomatoes, right, and they plant it from seed, the
Right.
next year they have to buy new seed to start a new tomato crop. And the reason they do that is because the supplier is controlling the seeds, you know. He doesn't want you.
Money, money, money.
That's it. That's the bottom line. And if you try and get over, they have a way of testing the plant because every year the seed is modified slightly. They have a way of testing the DNA of the plant to see if it's from last year's crop or this year's crop. And they have a very small window for the farmer to mess up. Because so they have a small window for if a bird or a squirrel takes the seed and throws it out in the
Right,
field.
yeah, by accident, yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
but if the whole yield of the vegetable is from last year's crop, they destroy it, and the farmer is penalized for doing that. I mean, it's crazy the way they are trying to control the food supply to me because we have the impossible meats,
Right,
the
right.
and we've got so many seedless things that they're now starting to give us. We started with the seedless grapes and seedless
Yeah,
watermelons and
watermelon,
you know,
next into seedless apples. They got seedless lemons already.
yep, navel oranges
Mm-hmm.
instead of the seeded oranges and limes. It's been decades since I had a lime that had seeds in it, and it didn't really dawn on me at
You know
first.
what? It just dawned on me right now because
Yeah.
I don't buy limes as often as I buy lemons, but I just had some limes and it didn't have no seeds in it.
They don't have only if I go to when I go to the supermarket, they're always seedless. But if I go to
A
some
farmer's
fruit
market.
and vegetable stands, then I've been able to buy limes that have tiny seeds in them.
But those
But
vegetable stands are they regulated under the
FDA, they're regulated, but they get their produce from different sources than say like a major supermarket
so
chain.
it's not like they're checking on your farm
Yeah,
exactly. They
yeah.
could have gotten it from the supermarket. They don't know where they got it from.
Yeah, and now with all the recalls that they have on the food supply, it's just crazy.
Yeah, they got a lot of
Cheese,
recalls.
milk, eggs, I'm like meats. It's every week they're recalling something else.
Ice cream. I just got something from ice cream.
Yeah, and it's like when you think about it, the chemicals that they're injecting into to a lot of the food, is just crazy. And the other thing I noticed, when back in the day they used to say two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, etc., right? You don't hear two all beef patties anymore. You hear burger. When they talk about flame broiled, burger. You don't hear 100% beef anymore.
Right.
I mean, you can't, and they're protected because they have patents on their formula for their food. So you'll never know
What
what
it's
percentage
actually
of,
made out of.
yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. And I was a long time soda addict, and what is soda? Sugar,
And
water,
carbonated water
yeah, and chemicals,
and
stuff
chemicals
you can't even,
identify.
yeah,
Yeah, you
so,
don't, I mean, you can identify it, but you don't know what it,
but it's
it's
what
so
the source
long.
of it is. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. But in terms of, do I prefer to cook my own or eat out? I'm lazy.
You
Uh,
like to eat out.
yeah, yeah.
I like to eat out, but I don't eat out that often because of the salt intake and some of the other stuff. Because I know that
Mhm.
they put a lot of this stuff to make food taste good. And
Yeah,
then again, you don't know who's cooking it or how they cooking it. Like you said before. But
yeah,
I like to go to I like nice restaurants.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like stuff like that, but I don't do it that often. But I like it. But
Hmm.
this guy was talking about. You mentioned something about the beef.
Hmm.
And he did this experiment about these people who live like, I guess is indigenous land.
Hmm. Okay.
It wasn't in, I don't know, but it was something similar to that. But anyway, these people who lived up on the mountains, they lived to be like 100 and something years old. Although they smoked, they drank and everything, but they lived higher up in elevation.
Hmm.
And it was because the grain that their meat, the grain that their
Oh,
cows and stuff was eating
hmm.
was better. It was like
Yeah.
the water was different, everything was different. So the people who actually lived in that same area but lived down in the valley, they were dying like regular people.
Yeah.
When I said regular people, these people up there was like 100 years old and everything. It
Yeah.
had nothing to do with them smoking or drinking or anything like that. It only had to do with the difference in the water and the grain and the grass that the meats were coming from.
That makes a lot of sense because they're higher up. So when it rains, they're getting the fresh
Yeah,
rain, and
yeah.
the people down in the valley are
It's
getting
getting
some
everything that
rain
washed down.
and the runoff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
wow.
crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But anyway, so that's our thing on food, I guess.
yeah,
And
yeah.
everything is in our opinions only because, like I said, I'm not a psychiatrist or a scientist.
Or I'm not a dietitian or anything like that either. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah. So you guys just make your comments and join us in our conversations because we have fun and we get a lot of nice comments and good feedback because people want to talk about this stuff, but and that's what one of the reasons why we started this
Hmm.
because people want to talk about stuff and sometimes people don't have other people to talk to.
Yeah, yeah.
You can talk to your friend, but you can always call, not call,
Put a comment
and,
down there and we'll get
and like
back.
I said before, we're gonna start doing live shows, so get ready for that.
Hmm.
Probably in the beginning of next year, maybe the end of this year, we'll do something. I don't know. But
Hmm.
anyway, so and then that way you could just call in on live conversations and just join us. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks again for sharing, and subscribing. And thank you from the chatter. Bye bye.
Till next time.
All right.